friends, welcome back to my channel, Wishes and Weeds. Today we're doing a little project that involves some more notions. This time I'm using vintage appliques that I've collected, and I've made this little house. I'm going to show how I'm decorating my little house with the appliques first. Then I'm going to go back and make another house. I made this one first using strips of paper, and this is strips of margins of book page that I've cut with pinking shears to sort of make like a Victorian sort of effect. And so I have 5 windows, and in the windows I've done tiny little frames. I've actually glued them from the back. And I'm just going to get out my, I think I'm going to use the gem tack this time. Just because I like how it secures things, and it doesn't have the shiny effect of like Fabri-Tac. So I'm just going to put this at the bottom of the window as if it was a flower box, sort of spilling out. Just grabbing this sheet of paper so I don't have issues. The reason I'm using these yellow ones is because this is the only color I have 5 of. So I've picked these up at, thrift stores and little yard sale. I think a lot of these ones came from a yard sale. Look at this one with the two little ribbon flowers. How cute is that for a flower box? Love that. But again, I only have 4. Just got to trim off some thread here. And then for the window themselves, I'm thinking I will use, some, like a window from an envelope or something, because they're just the tiniest little squares. Okay. One more. What am I going to do for a door? Should I cut a little? Oh, maybe a little circle. What do you think? Maybe a little circle for a window. Hopefully I have a punch that will fit that far in. I'm not sure that I do. But, okay, they're not perfect. This one doesn't match in any stretch. It's not even the same green. I might do a little circle up there too. Let me grab a circle punch. I found a circle. This is a 5/8 inch punch. It won't reach the center. Maybe I should have punched a little window out of the door before I glued it on, but here we are, and here we are. So I've got a little piece of margin here, and the first thing I thought I would do is punch a doorknob. And it's still a little damp. The glue's still a little damp, so it didn't punch all that great, but it is what it is. I'll try to fix it. Okay. Ink, ink. Ink, ink. Ink, ink. And I have this little slot punch. And I thought, we can make us look like there's a letter slot. Oh, let's do it. Okay. I think I'll draw a little line to make sure that my slot is straight. I need a ruler type object. And I don't have a pencil. So set to draw some lines, no pencil. Okay. Oh, there's a good pencil. And how wide were you? About an inch. Well, bless you. Okay. So that is the center of the door. Oh, look at that. And darken that door a bit. Okay. Now we need to glue a piece of the ittiest, bittiest piece of paper behind the slot. That looks dreadful. What if I can get up and stick it back in the hole? Will anybody know? I could punch a new one. I don't have to try to erase the pencil off of it. Started a new book last night. I think it's called The House with No Windows or something like that. It's couple years old, maybe 10 years old, I think. And it was a staff pick at Indigo. I just got in a couple of chapters. It takes place primarily in Afghanistan and the Afghani diaspora in the US. One of the characters is a human rights lawyer, which is cool. We like us a human rights lawyer. I don't know. Actually, what about a half circle as a window? That might be cool. Meh. I feel like my doorknob's too big, but can it come off? Okay, I'm taking that off, and then let's try a 3/16 punch from the crocodile. Can't seem to determine which side is inked. Don't you? It's just about 7 o'clock at night. I've been up since 1:30 this morning. Not a great night for Nancy. No. I was thinking I would just do a little bit of ink in that hole. Sorry, I'm grabbing a Q-tip just to sort of give some dimension behind the doorknob. Who took my Q-tip? Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh, honestly, I thought I was going to have to launch an investigation. We were going to make a federal case of that. Am I making too much of a big deal about this 3/16 of an inch circle? No. I'm making absolutely the perfect amount of deal. God. Okay, girl. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've done a lot of laughing today, though, let me tell you. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, now we need... maybe I want glassine. Let me grab a little glassine envelope. Kind of a big piece. I don't know that I need that. Hey, that's a little square or something. Let's use that up. I actually have a few pieces like that. I don't know what was in them. Something circular, maybe a coin? I don't know. I do have another project that is notion-y. I could have done these frames on the outside, on the front piece, but it looked like a lot of work. And that was more work than I was willing to embark upon. Aw, how cute is that? Now I can back it with some paper so it can be a pocket and I don't have to worry about the glassine being torn off. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the project. Let me get some stuff ready. Let's start at the very beginning then. So I got these patterns. I don't know if they were something that was sold or if this was a free giveaway. By rights, it's kind of hard to tell. They came in a bag of something from a thrift store. They're the same size as a package of bias tape, so that's what makes me think it might have been a giveaway. But it also has barcodes, so I'm not sure. This one is the Victorian home. I forgot the chimney. No big deal. So for myself, I scanned these and then resized them because, I mean, that's a huge, huge house. This one is more like 4 by something that's not 4, 5.5. Needs a chimney. This one, the next one I'm going to do is even smaller. So that was the Victorian house. Oh, dirt. And the next one I thought I would do is the flower shop. So it's got a different configuration. Sort of this, is this called a mansard roof? And double chimneys? Not sure. This one I've sized down to, the house is like 2 3/4 by 2.5. And 3 3/4 plus the chimneys. I am going to turn it over. No, I'm not. I was going to say I'm going to turn it over and then glue onto this piece of vellum. But what I think I'm actually going to do is draw this out. Somehow in my scanning, I cut the bottom of the flower shop off. That's fine. I had a look around the internet to see if I could find anything more about this, but not a single peep. I did put a link on my November Notions and Needlework board for Pinterest to a free printable that included quite a few different houses. It was actually a Christmas project, but I thought some of them would be good modified. Just drawing some windows in here. Okay. Now I've got some handwritten paper here. I've cut these down to strips of 3/8 of an inch. I feel like they're going to be too wide, but that's okay. I'm just going to flip this over and I'm going to measure every quarter of an inch. Draw a little pencil line, and that's going to help me figure out the placement of my strips. Sorry, it's kind of confusing with all these lines together, isn't it? Although I'm not sure that's any better. just going to start working. I'm just going to line that up with the halfway mark, tear that off. And then the next line, and this can absolutely absolutely must hang over. Let's put it that way. And I'm just using my nail to hold that down. Hold that down and then tear it. So this is overlapping about 1/8 of an inch. Which is great for giving some dimension, sort of that clabbered sort of look. I'm thinking I'm going to use some just plain brown paper for the mansard roof. All of these terms, my goodness, I should have been an architect. Well, I am an architect. Look at this house I designed. Just a little bit too much border there. Margin, I guess, is the word. See, I've forgotten all about words in books. Don't know what a margin is. I have so many work stories, but they're so not shareable because they involve a lot of swear words, I'm afraid. Why is this sticking up? I don't like it sticking up. It's Thursday night as I record this. It's Saturday morning as you're watching this. How's your weekend going so far? Big plans? So far, none for me. I was wondering if maybe Doug might like to go for a car ride. Blow the stink off him, as we say here. I forget what year this book came from. I've definitely destroyed it. I didn't put another half-inch, or yeah, half-inch line there, so we'll just have to imagine it's there. A lot of sales at the grocery store this weekend that I'm interested in getting. So maybe that'll be Doug's outing. Poor Doug. All right. It's like a washboard, eh? Okay, I'm gonna get some brown paper and we'll get working on that. Okay, brought it in a little closer. So I've cut this because I need to get in here to put a strip down each side. And I will trim this off once I have it all glued together. Because it's only 1/8 of an inch, whereas this is, I think, 3/8 of an inch or something. Yeah, I think it's 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to need to cut a 1/2 inch off. So I'm putting that right up against that pencil line that I drew. This is old ink. It's gone brown because it's rusted because of the iron in it. So it wasn't naturally a brown ink. Okay. I just need to snip a very little bit off. Like so. There we go. This is all remainders as well. Now I have a margin that I have cut with, what do you call this stuff? Pinked. It's a pinked edge. I need to look at the picture. Yeah, so it goes from edge to edge here. I'll do it like that. Okay. So this gets cut off. I don't want to separate this because I need that roof. Need to do my roof yet. Okay. Now, what have I got? This is some very thin paper. I'm not sure if you can see the stripes or not. And I've cut thin strips, hoping that the lines will represent shingles-ish. So let's just give this a look-see. Yeah, that might be good for me later. Gotta make sure I've got the right side up. And I'm going to offset little stripes so they fall midway between the stripes on the lower one. Yeah, that's gonna work. And one more. And then I need a little piece to cap it off, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to cut a couple of pieces here. Oh no, I'm throwing my stuff around. That didn't work. I had an issue because I looked up to make sure that I was on camera. I use my rotary cutter just so I don't tear anything at this stage of the game. Okay. So I'm just going to cut. I'm going to cut with the stripe. So that it looks like just a regular piece of trim, I guess. Cut one more. Just in case. Okay. Now, I'm looking for the pencil. Where's the pencil, people? Oh, there it is. I'm looking right at it. So I'm just drawing a pencil line, a scant 1/8 of an inch. Good enough. The measurements are meaningless. It's just, to my embarrassment, I need to measure everything because when I don't have things just in the ideal situation, it makes my head hurt. So I'm laying that down. And then I need to just do one across the top. Possible this is going to be enough. Sure is. Not going to use it. Just going to pop this one on. Just to make sure it's not too short. Okay. Let's turn it over. Okay. I think the bottom looks a little shaky. Let's just make sure it's oh, see? There was a whisker. I knew there was something. I knew it. Okay. Let's do a little bit of inking. What happened? Don't like it. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe I can... No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to have to live with it. Not sure what I did. At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm inking. A multitude of sins can be covered with ink. Beautiful. Okay, now I am going to cut out these itty bitty windows. I'm going to use an X-Acto knife and glass. Oh, that glass is ice cold. It's cold down here in the basement. I broke off the end of my knife. Look at that. Just getting a piece of... Oh, now I lost it. I was going to put it on a piece of tape to make sure that it didn't go in anybody's foot. Oy vey. Okay. Hopefully it'll turn up again and not the hard way. Come on, you. I think I'm going to turn off the camera so you don't have to watch me almost cut my arm off. Okay. Windows are cut out. I use tiny, tiny strips of brown paper to make shutters. I need to make a door, so I've got this piece of margin, and I think I've got the right height sort of chosen, but I'm going to have to adjust the width slightly. I don't like the width so much. It doesn't look very... Yeah, I think I want it about the same width as the shutters overall, so about 5/8 of an inch, I guess. Okay, gonna ink it up. And I was thinking I would do like a little porchy kind of thing. And I'm wondering if I want to do a frame around the door as well. Let's look at the porchy thing first. Porchy thing, door. Okay, let's go with the porchy thing. Porchy thing, door. That needs to be cut down a smidgeroony. Scissors. I want it sort of the same angle as the mansard roof. I'll just use that as a template to cut. Yes, yes, yes. Ink, ink, ink. Glue that down first and foremost. A little too tall. Do I want to put a frame around it? Maybe not the brown, but what about this? Is this enough difference in color to make a difference? Is enough difference to make a difference? Well, we can sure give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, I'll cut it off. So I'm making the frame microscopic. Beautiful. Let's glue it down. And then I'll glue down my little ribbon thingamajoogers. Oh no, I gotta put my windows in first. I have to install the windows. Do I still have that little piece of... Let me search for my glassine. Okay, now I'm going to add these ribbon bow flowers, and I'm using Gem Tack. was just looking at these. They look like hand stitches. I'll have to take a closer look. I think Doug's taking the garbage out. A little bend here. Get that end tucked under there properly. Okay, so we have another little house. I'm not bothering with any knobs or no, because that's just way too tiny to try to do anything like that. Anyway, I hope you thought this was kind of a fun project, and maybe you'll grab some scraps and some little findings like these notions. These are ribbon, and those are appliques. So take care of yourselves. Come back again tomorrow. I have another idea for something that we will do that involves textiles. Right. Take care. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.